They are the weapon of choice in the war on terror. Unmanned Predator drone.
Kaboom. So the U.S. doesn't want people to see, and they're...
A U.S. drone in Somalia has killed one of the world's most wanted terrorists.
The U.S. military deciding that their plane has been brought to the ground.
This dramatic video appearing to show a failed attack on the president. This is from over the weekend. Footage is raising an alarm about a new threat, weaponized drones. Here's Charlie Daga.
What does the word drone make you think of when you watch this? A surveillance tool to watch over a nation? An innovative gizmo for delivering Christmas toys? Or a lethal ghost hiding in the sky? The U.S. military currently has hundreds of armed and unarmed drones flying over more than a dozen countries. By 2022, the Federal Aviation Administration projects the small model hobbyist unmanned aerial system fleet to more than double from 2017, to hit 2.4 million units. The commercial small non-model UAS fleet is set to grow to nearly 452,000, and the number of remote pilots is set to reach 301,000. In the past decade, drones have become synonymous with eliminating terrorist groups overseas, guided largely by the Central Intelligence Agency's target killing program. However, the emerging drone domain is much larger. Drones are being increasingly implemented to support military operations through reconnaissance, data collection, and strikes. This makes U.S. military drones a priority target for enemies of the state. U.S. drone dominance is primarily based on superior hardware and software and cyber capabilities. So what makes them vulnerable to being hacked or exploited to our enemies? Drones, or unmanned aerial vehicles, work through a system of sensors, including the platform sensors, flight control system, and external communications. Due to their dependence on external signals, drones are susceptible to cyber hacking, and particularly among GPS signals, flight control systems, and road signals. Some of these techniques, including spoofing and hacking. On a broader scale, increased drone reliance has created a new vulnerability of attacks on GPS and telecommunications, causing potential data breaches. Recent events illustrate the ability of enemies and other groups to hack into U.S. military drones.
They revealed a cyber glitch with the Predators the Air Force runs in Iraq and Afghanistan. Insurgents in both countries have been able to intercept and monitor video feeds from the drones using cheap $26 software from the internet called Skygrabber. Downloaded drone images have been found on captured laptop computers. Officials say while the militants were able to see the output of the Predators' cameras, they were not able to control the drones themselves.
Manipulation of data on drones, including altered sensor readings, video footage, and injected data, have large consequences on military operations. For example, in 2011, an Air Force drone fleet in Nevada was infected with malware, highlighting security fears. Additionally, drone technology acquisition by enemies impede technological advantage that the U.S. holds in compromised intelligence. One instance of this would be in 2011, where Iranian hackers rerouted RQ-170 GPS signals into enemy territory, allowing them to acquire U.S. drone technology. The ability of the Iranians to perform the cyber capability was debated. However, experts believe that this was not an impossible task. Techniques that Iran utilized in this hack are highlighted in the next clip.
The engineer said Iran was able to hijack the drone by exploiting a flaw in the craft's GPS navigation system. He said Iran was able to jam the drone's communication signals, forcing it into autopilot before reconfiguring its GPS coordinates. The engineer said after taking over the drone, the Iranians were able to land it safely at a chosen destination.
Moreover, in the same year, UT Austin students were able to take control of Homeland Security drones used to patrol the U.S.-Mexico border. The ability of students to take control of U.S. government drones shows that anyone can hack into our drones. In recent years, China has demonstrated success in zero-day exploits, which can have a numerous amount of negative effects, including the manipulation of GPS communication channels to control military drones. The US has yet to see this happen, but it is not impossible in the foreseeable future.
A smaller and more simple drone is beginning to sweep the market as well. This introduces a new factor into the drone warfare domain. Amazon proposed using drones to deliver packages. Private and public sector firms are using them for security surveillance, and a group of small DIY companies are creating drones for recreational enthusiasts. This beautiful light show is made up of many small drones, similar to the ones that Amazon would use to deliver packages. What would happen if these smaller commercial drones were compromised or weaponized? Would it be difficult? Would it be expensive? According to leading experts in the drone domain, it wouldn't be. In fact, there's next to no extra effort or resource cost required to weaponize these drones. It's quite easy to strap a C4 explosive to one and make it a lethal device. These methods are already being used around the world.
The U.S. administration is among many casting doubt on the alleged assassination attempt on Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro, but the exploding drones above appeared real enough to send troops scrambling for safety below. CBS News could not authenticate this video. Whether staged or legit, the incident highlights growing concerns over the threat of weaponized drones.
Fortunately, the U.S. government is looking forward into the recognition and improvement of U.S. military drone vulnerabilities, as well as defense systems in order to shut down rogue drones.
There is a need for the U.S. to respond to the increasing cyber threat on drones. We must understand our adversaries' advanced cyber espionage on a broader scope beyond drones, particularly U.S. military defense systems, and the need for the U.S. to catch up in terms of cyber defenses. On the policy side, lawmakers should focus on the effectiveness of drone use by creating a list of regulatory and technical demands that must be met before the drones can be used by military or other contractors. Measures that the Department of Defense is using to address the cybersecurity of drones include analyzing the intelligence, surveillance, and reconnaissance systems, and continuously testing for new loopholes that hackers can expose. Moreover, the DoD should focus on including possible methods of mitigating attacks through the improvements of drone firmware, vendor backend systems, and more. Hacking of drone technology reveals the broader scope of the need for the United States to focus on cybersecurity. The U.S. government should continue to focus on the recognition and improvement of U.S. military drone vulnerabilities, like the RQ-170 and the MQ-1 Predator drones, to prevent the identification and exploitation of new flaws before adversaries catch up and the cyber threat deteriorates.